Actor Scott Baio is remembering his former co-star Jennifer Runyon following news of her passing at the age of 65. Runyon, best known for her role on the classic sitcom Charles in Charge, died on March 6 after what her family described as a long and difficult journey. The news was shared publicly by her loved ones on March 8th. In a heartfelt Instagram tribute posted over the weekend, Baio reflected on his time working alongside the actress during the show's run from 1984 to 1990. "I had the extreme pleasure of working with Jennifer Runyon on Charles in Charge," Baio wrote in the post, which he shared jointly with their former co-star Josie Davis. He remembered Runyon as a sweet, kind, and generous actress to work with. On the sitcom, Runyon portrayed Gwendolyn Pierce, the longtime friend of Baio's character Charles, but Baio emphasized that her impact went far beyond the screen. "Jennifer played my longtime friend on Charles in Charge. However, she was also a wonderful mother to son Wyatt and daughter Bailey, and a loving wife to Todd Corman," Baio wrote. Baio also recalled the last time the two saw each other in person at the Hollywood Christmas Parade in late 2019. His tribute included smiling red carpet photos from that event, where he wore a jacket celebrating Charles in Charge. The actor concluded his message by offering support to Runyon's loved ones. He wrote that he was sending his deepest condolences, prayers, and sympathy to her family during this difficult time, adding, "God bless her and her family." Runyon's family shared their own emotional message announcing her passing. "This past Friday night, our beloved Jennifer passed away," they wrote. "It was a long and arduous journey that ended with her surrounded by her family. They remembered her for her warmth and the joy she brought to those around her. She will always be remembered for her love of life and her devotion to her family and friends," the statement read. "I know from above she's looking down on all of us with her beautiful smile." While an official cause of death has not been confirmed, actress Erin Murphy, known for her role on Bewitched, revealed in a tribute that Runyon had recently faced a brief battle with cancer. Murphy described her friend as a special lady, writing that some people you simply know you'll be friends with even before meeting them. Beyond Charles in Charge, Runyon also appeared in the hit film Ghostbusters and played Cindy Brady in the 1988 television movie A Very Brady Christmas. Her career spanned decades in television and film, but for many fans and colleagues, she'll be remembered just as much for her kindness as for her performances.
Growing up, The Brady Bunch was just one of those shows that always seemed to be on TV. I wasn't the show's biggest fan. My favorites were Star Trek, Batman, Leave It to Beaver, and Andy Griffith. But that said, I always found hanging out with the Brady family to be a fairly pleasant experience, which is why I was very excited when the Bradys made their return to network television, CBS this time, in 1988 for a one-shot TV movie titled The Very Brady Christmas. And all of the Bradys were back, along with the actors playing them. Well, most of them actually, because if you're a die-hard Brady nut, you know that actress Susan Olsen, who played Cindy, didn't appear. She was newly married, and it turns out that her honeymoon conflicted with the shooting schedule, or so they said, and because of that, she took a pass on what turned out to be the second highest-rated TV movie of the 1988-89 television season. And in her place was actress Jennifer Runyon. And it turns out that Jennifer did a really great job subbing for Susan. So much so, in fact, that I started asking myself, where have I seen this beautiful lady before? Was it the 1980 Christmas-themed slasher flick To All a Good Night, with a murderous Santa Claus creating all sorts of mayhem in a private school during their holiday break? Jennifer was definitely memorable in that movie as Nancy, one of the students who foolishly decides not to go home for the holidays. I can say with certainty that it wasn't her recurring appearance during the early 80s playing Sally Frame on the soap opera Another World. I don't think I ever even watched an episode of that particular daytime drama that ran on NBC from 1964 to 1999. And I really couldn't find a good picture of Jennifer from her time on Another World. So here's another great picture instead. Not sure where or when it's from, but I like it a lot. Nope, truthfully, I think the first movie where I really noticed Jennifer was a very small but memorable part that she had in Ghostbusters. Who can forget that scene where the young man, who was truly somewhat psychic, receives jolt after jolt of electricity, all because Bill Murray's Peter Venkman is smitten with Jennifer's character. I also remember her from another movie in 1984, Up the Creek, which wasn't as funny as Ghostbusters. But Jennifer did get a ton more screen time, and that movie had a really cool title song from Cheap Trick. Later on during the 80s, Jennifer would be cast as Gwendolyn Pierce during the first season of Charles in Charge. Truthfully, if you're a fan of this show, let me know in the comments section which family you like the most. The Pembroke family from season 1 on CBS, or the Powell family for the remaining 4 seasons when the show transitioned to syndication. Jennifer has talked in the past about how much she really enjoyed working on Charles in Charge and how comfortable both Scott Baio and Willie Ames made her feel. Speaking of Willie Ames, Jennifer considers him a lifelong friend, and along with Susan Olsen, she has co-hosted a podcast titled Fluid. And if you're asking yourself, are we talking about the same Susan Olsen who Jennifer replaced as Cindy Brady? I absolutely am. And the story about how Jennifer became friends with Susan is a pretty darn good one. So good, in fact, I think I will save it for another video. Jennifer also had the honor of appearing in the very first 2 episodes of Quantum Leap. I really love the original version of this show. One of these days I'm going to publish a video dedicated solely to my memories of it. But today we're here to talk about Jennifer, who made a handful of additional movies and guest appearances on TV during the early 90s and then just kind of completely disappeared after 1993. So what happened and where did she go? Well, let's find out. To start, let me introduce you to this feller. His name is Todd Corman, and he has had an immensely successful career as a women's basketball coach at the collegiate level. Somewhere along the way, during the late 80s and early 90s, Jennifer met Todd, and well, they fell in love. The next thing you know, she was married, and somewhere along the way, a decision was made to semi-retire and focus on family. Jennifer and Todd have 2 amazing kids who had the blessing of a mother who dedicated her life 24/7 to them while they were growing up. In the past, Jennifer has talked about how her mother wasn't able to stay home with her when she was young and how important it was to be there for her children. I know not everyone can do it, but speaking from my own completely biased personal perspective as someone who had a mom at home with them growing up, I totally agree with Jennifer that if you're able to pull it off, it is definitely the way to go. A few years back, with her kids all grown up, Jennifer started entertaining offers again, and because of that, she popped up in a trio of horror-based projects that most likely went straight to streaming. There was 2015's Silent Night, Bloody Night 2 Revival, 2016's anthology movie Terror Tales, and perhaps the best one of them all, 2017's Bloodsucker Jones vs. The Creeping Death. Now, I've never heard of any of these movies, but this last one here seems like it might really be worth checking out.